Predecessor news has been a little on the light side in the last few weeks, but we have been getting more news about upcoming heroes, and what we've learned has me even more excited. Here's 3 reasons why I think Predecessor is doing hero teases and releases the right way. Hey there, internet strangers. Truth in here. Let's jump right into this. Reason number 1. The team at Omeda Studios are not shying away from or avoiding characters, kits, abilities, or full sale mechanics that were problematic in Paragon. I talked about it a lot in my first video about Kalari. She was kind of the example that wrapped that whole video together. But Paragon never had a good handle on stealth. That means it would be really difficult to have characters like Kalari and Wraith or any other in the future that may use that mechanic. But the team at Omeda have made it work, and made it work really well, in my opinion. Onto something a little bit fresher in the news, though. The thing that actually inspired me to start this video up is the announcement of Grux. I'll be the first to say that I really did not expect everyone's favorite Space Rhino to be in the starting lineup of the characters for Predecessor. I was even more surprised when Narinder, in a Twitter comment, mentioned that he would be using Bleed again, which was one of Grux's mechanics that was eventually removed from Paragon because they had a hard time balancing it or making it feel impactful. The fact that Omeda feel confident enough already to add in a mechanic that Epic never got right, I mean, at this point I shouldn't be surprised, but I still am, because Omeda just keeps going for it, and to this point they've knocked everything out of the park. Anytime that new status effects can be introduced into the game, it's only going to be good in the long run. It adds more levels for balance, it adds more options in playstyle choices, and eventually, I'm sure, in itemization options based around these status effects. But yeah, I can't wait to chase people around with a Jiggle Physics Space Rhino and bludgeon them to death with some clubs while using a troll build based completely around Bleed. But to wrap up this first point, that I'm proud, maybe the best word, of Predecessor and the team for not avoiding these problematic heroes and mechanics, is I just want to point this out. By the time that Gideon, Grux, Kalari, and Rampage, by the time that those guys are out, 4 of the 5 most reworked characters that existed in Paragon will already be in the game. That's not a confidence boost. I don't know what is. But that leads me to my second point, where we are going to talk about that 5th out of the 5 most reworked characters, that being Twin Blast. The fact that Omeda and Predecessor are not just like kind of spamming out crap versions of characters that they could have just copied over. The 2 kind of speculative examples that come to my mind are Twin Blast and Greystone. It would be fairly doable for the team at Omeda to just put out some version of Twin Blast with the collection of the abilities that they have animations for from the Unreal package for him. But even with all those options that they have to choose from, I think the reason that we haven't seen him yet is because Omeda is working on the best version of him that they're going to come up with. It gives me confidence that they're not just kind of copy-pasting a version of a character over that they don't like to fill out the roster. And the other example of that I mentioned was Greystone. It would be super easy to just port him over the way that he was, but for a character that's so simple and probably so important for beginners to have, I think the reason we haven't seen Greystone yet is because they've got something cooking for him too. Again, I know that both of those examples were a little bit of speculation, but one that we've already seen in-game is the Howitzer rework. Not a soul would have complained if they just came out with Howitzer the way that he was in Paragon. People would have been happy, people wouldn't have questioned it. But Omeda wanted to come out with their best version of the character. And again, they've shown us that they can get it really, really right. Now on to the last point for today. One thing that I think that Omeda is doing that is really awesome is that they are listening to the community. The first tweet that they had after the one announcing Grux was another one saying, "Who next? Who do you guys want to see?" They've done this from the beginning. They've always taken polls and asked on Twitter and on their social medias, which if you're not following, you probably should, about who we want to see next, and they've honored those. We picked one of the hardest characters for them to balance and design in Kalari, and she's already in the game. And judging by some of the replies to this tweet, some of the characters that are being asked for are not going to be super simple to design and balance either. But Omeda's already shown that they're up to the challenge. Honestly, what this really gets me excited for, and this is a little bit off topic, it's kind of like a bonus point here, is for Omeda's original characters at some point way down the line in the future. I hope we get to see them sooner than people are expecting, but imagining letting this dev team that I've gained so much confidence in over the last few months get to kind of just run wild and spread their wings and make something that's truly their own, I can't wait. I seriously can't wait. But that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. as I do read all of those and they do inform my content. Tell me who you want to see next. Hop on Twitter and tell Omeda who you want to see next. Can't wait till the day that we all get to hop into Pred and play all these characters together. But until then, or until next time, I'll catch you internet strangers in the next one.